The reason people struggle to make money from trading is because they're taking advice from YouTube videos that teach the same outdated methods. Today, I'll show you something completely different, which I used to make $1,000 in just 20 minutes, and I'll do it live. It's completely different because it's something I discovered whilst working for many years with professional traders in institutions. So if you're ready to start seeing results like this video is perfect for you. Now, I promised you something different, and just before we get into some live trading from my actual trading session, so you can see exactly what I was seeing in real time, first, I have a quick question for you. If you worked at Tesla, say, and your competitors were selling electric vehicles really cheaply, and you therefore spotted a potential opportunity in the market to buy those vehicles, maybe to strip them for valuable parts, and you went to Elon Musk and said, I think there's an opportunity here in the market, he'd obviously say, okay, show me some evidence. Now, do you agree? Showing him the sorts of things retail traders are doing, but instead on a price chart of electric vehicles, probably isn't going to go down too well, and you're definitely going to be at the top of the list of the people his new Doge department is going to be firing.
Stephen, you're fired.
The point is, you wouldn't do this. You would show him some data, some analysis that backs up your point. Kind of like this, which is what we are going to look at today. Now, have a normal chart side by side so you can see there actually isn't much difference between the two charts. In fact, they're identical, except on the right, instead of seeing how many electric vehicles my competitors are selling, I can see how many units of the S&P 500 my competitors are selling. And it's pretty obvious something unusual is going on. Now, if I add to that the fact that we also had a solid payrolls or jobs number on this day, kind of makes sense for us to maybe look at this heavy concentrated selling here and maybe take advantage of it. Now, imagine you went to Elon Musk with a more structured argument like that, real data about your competitors combined with some clear focus about what is going on in the broader economy. What do you think his reaction is going to be compared to if you went to him with a couple of dots joined up or zones like most retail traders are doing? Rather than getting fired on the spot, this time armed with your more sensible analysis based on actual data, numbers, solid evidence, he's more likely to say, that's interesting, tell me more. Can you see the difference? Banks and institutions recognize trading is a business. That is why they run it like a business, like this, instead of like an arcade game. The crazy thing is, it doesn't need to be difficult, as you're about to find out. Now, this is a live trade I took. You can see me trade in real time here on my live account. I'm actually going to play it very slowly so we can analyze it together, and you will see exactly what I saw as I was trading this session. Now, we all know the first Friday of every month is the US jobs report, one of the most important figures in the entire month, followed by all professional traders, as it tells us the health of the biggest economy in the world. Now, if you didn't know US jobs data was released on the first Friday of every month, you should. But anyway, now you do, so all good. Now, the most recent number was strong at 143,000. New jobs added, which continued the strong positive trend we've had for many months now. So when you see some unusual selling, which makes no sense given what we just said, what a perfect opportunity to buy from those sellers. No different to you going to Elon Musk and saying, Elon, our competitors are dumping their electric vehicles. Something doesn't seem right. Maybe there's an opportunity for us here. How is that any different to this opportunity? These guys dumping the market are also your competitors selling way too cheaply. Now, the advantage of being able to see the data like this is that we can be clever with where we pick our entries. It gives us a nice benchmark. How would you do that here on a blank retail chart? Forgive me for laughing, but it all looks the same to me. At least here I have data. I can see what my competitors are doing and I can lean on it. Use it to say, okay, if the price starts to rise relative to what I'm seeing my competitors doing here, as you can see is happening right now, and add to that that it's still very early in the day. And don't forget, we had a positive US jobs report. Suddenly, it looks like we might be onto something here. Now, if I'm thinking that, the equivalent to Elon Musk, but in the market, is probably also thinking that, i.e. maybe some other professional traders or firms who also treat their trading like a business. So putting all that together, it looks like this may be a good opportunity based on some really solid evidence to get long, which is exactly what I do here twice as the market starts to rise. Now I'm just going to let it play just so you can see some of the interactions, but the key thing to note is my entry relative to this unusual selling over there. It makes sense that from a positional perspective, I'm getting in at a slightly higher price just to ensure that there is some momentum behind this move, and other professional traders are also seeing what I am seeing, which they clearly are. You can now see green across the board as multiple large buyers step in. Now I'm going to fast forward it a little bit because it did take around 30 minutes to play out, and obviously I don't want you to sit here for 30 minutes, but what you can see is very little drawdown. The trade barely went against me, partly because a lot of other institutions are doing what I am doing, as we already pointed out, but it's also quite early in the morning. There's a lot of volume coming in, so we get some nice aggressive buying, which helps my position move higher, making just over $1,000 in around 20 to 30 minutes, as I said at the start. So hopefully this just opens up your mind a little bit as to what serious traders are doing in professional institutions. Nothing overly complicated. You just sometimes need the right person to push you in the right direction. Now this next video here does exactly that. It's the perfect video for you to watch as it pushes you in the right direction so you can also start taking this a little more seriously.